Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to read an article titled, What if we chose bad boys over nice guys because it's easier? And guys, this article is written by a woman, and she is a self-proclaimed feminist, and she's going to go through this whole song and dance pretty much justifying, looking for a reason to explain why she actually has attraction for bad boys, okay? Or guys that are considered to be jerks or a-holes, those types of guys. Now, here's the deal, and the reason I'm doing this. If there's any group or any type of gal that definitely cannot stand bad boy types, the jerks, the a-holes, those types, it is definitely feminist women. All right? I mean, because absolutely, bad boys are the worst possible thing because they're the guys that supposedly lead women on and take advantage of them, mess with their mind and hurt them and blah, 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 blah. And yet we're supposed to believe that the gals are all these perfect, sweet angels that would never do anything to any guy, right? But here's the deal. At the end of the day, human nature is human nature, no matter what you've been programmed to think and feel. No matter what your religion is, no matter what your culture is, men respond to what they respond to in terms of attraction and all that, and women respond to what they respond to. It doesn't make a difference where you are in the world, religion, culture, whatever. It's the same thing. And this is why what I talk about on this channel is appealing to guys all over the world, because they know it's the same thing wherever they are, and they can pick up on these things and so forth. And so when you hear these gals, these feminists talk about this, and this. At the end of the day, their beliefs and their views, at the end of the day, they were somebody else's ideas that they just became their own. But what's in here versus what's in here, two different things. And even the feminists respond to what they respond to. So this whole song and dance is her trying to justify why even she is attracted to the bad boys. So at the end of the day, I mean, they're all full of crap. And this is just pretty much proving that and showing how she tries to justify her attraction. So I'm going to get into this as an amusing little piece here. So again, the title is, What if we choose bad boys over nice guys because it's easier? She starts out saying, I'm an feminist. I absolutely despise the narrative of women choosing a-holes for boyfriends and suffering the abuse for the sake of love. Well, nobody forces these gals to get into relationships or date these types of guys. Nobody forces them. But they're attracted to what they're attracted to. And nobody forces them to break up with the nice guys for the bad boys. So I don't want to hear this. Everybody has free will. She says, I've grown up watching my mom be in a relationship where a man didn't respect her. And later I even watched my auntie, who was my idol of a strong, beautiful, independent woman, be destroyed by a man when she got cancer, and it was too much for him to handle. Well, that is really unfortunate for her auntie, but again, her auntie chose to be with that type of guy, and as well as her mom. Okay? But at the end of the day, nobody wants to take responsibility anymore and they want to play the victim card. And I'm sure these women had plenty of opportunities with nice, good guys that wouldn't treat them that way, but they weren't interested in them. There's nothing more upsetting in my eyes than a woman who should know better, but who still falls for the man that treats her wrong because he's good to me most of the time, or he has good moments. And yet, you're going to see here who she's attracted to. But I've fallen into the traps of the good old bad boy in the past. Aha! What can I say? They're usually more conventionally attractive, mysterious, and that a-hole attitude does something to my insides that I can't humanly explain. Well, I can explain it. A lot of people can explain it. And that means something because I'm a writer. I explain things for a living. Well, you know what? I think you actually know why. Deep down. But that goes against your feminist core values. So you're going to try to find a way to not explain it because that goes against your values and views. And yet, we're attracted to what we're attracted to. She says, pop culture and the internet loves to blame our desire for men who treat us like crap on daddy issues. But quite honestly, it's a wrong generalization. While some people can have personal issues or trauma related to their upbringing, there's no realistic way to measure how it affects their relationships with significant others. So what is it? Why do we find ourselves being attracted to the bad boys instead of nice guys who are willing to give us the whole world? Well, I'll tell you. Bad boys are, generally speaking, unpredictable. They're mysterious. They are a challenge. They don't put you on a pedestal. You got to work to get them. And women love guys that are mysterious. Women love guys that are unpredictable. Women love guys that are a challenge and they have to work to get. Nobody appreciates things that are just given to them. Meanwhile, nice guys are anything. They are not mysterious. A nice guy will tell everything about him on the first date. Nice guys are completely predictable. You text them, you know he's going to respond to that text like that. You know what he's going to do. You know what he's thinking. You know what he's going to say. And they're not a challenge. They're willing to settle down with you and get married in a heartbeat if you're pretty, because he thought he got a prize. Your typical gal, where's the adventure in that? Where's the mystery and all that? Amongst many other things. I'm hitting the main points here. And bad boys just simply have a charisma to them that nice guys don't. End of story. And so gals will pick the guys that are the bad boys that have these qualities I mentioned, even if they're jerks to them a portion of the time, and break their heart and make them cry, because at the end of the day, women love challenges. And they say, and challenges are fun. Well, the nice guy, there's no challenge. It's boring. On to the next guy. And that guy can do everything for them. Doesn't matter. Next. This is why you never take advice from women about women when they say, I want a nice guy, and the guy does all these nice things, and he gets dumped. She says, last week I spent binge watching the new show on Netflix, Ginny and Georgia. I love the slice of life type of shows that feature teenagers and single moms. But I really didn't think that the show would bring up so many feelings. In the show, Ginny is a girl who struggles with life, not only because she's a teenager, but because she has a completely complicated family dynamic, unstable life, and she doesn't have any friends. Oh, are you seeing a connection here? She moved to this town that is picture perfect, with perfect families, beautiful homes, and white picket fences. And she is suddenly fixated with the dilemma of falling for two very different boys. One of them is a total a-hole named Marcus, her next-door neighbor who smokes you-know-what, has a jaw so sharp it could cut through glass, and an attitude that wants you to smack him right in the face. So that's the bad boy. The other love interest is the nice guy, Hunter, the very handsome, intelligent, straight-A student who performs love songs for Ginny and goes down on her birthday because it's all about her on this very special day. The choice would be obvious, right? Hunter all the way. The nice guy. But of course, Ginny is simply a mortal woman who can't stop thinking about Marcus, even though she has a picture-perfect boyfriend, Hunter, by her side. Imagine that. She says, don't get me wrong, I was drooling at every sight of the actor playing Marcus on my screen. But at that time, I was screaming at Ginny to get her head out of her butt because we've all seen it before and it never ends well. So she's watching the show, she's using it as a real-life example, or she's using this as an example, and instantly, the viewer, she's attracted to the bad boy. She's attracted to his features, his personality, but at the same time wants to slap the shit out of him. Sound about familiar? She says, how can you even be into someone who doesn't bother to wear protection during sex or ask if you've done it before? I don't remember where I heard it, but someone said that we accept the love we think we deserve. We are the ones who choose who we love. If we don't think we're worthy, then we choose men who harm us, treat us wrong, and don't love us the way we deserve. It's poetic, isn't it? Well, that is true. People generally, if they don't think they deserve much, they end up with people that treat them that way. And people that have had a life where they're always being taken advantage of and mistreated and made to feel like this, they actually can have people that treat them well, and they lose respect for them because they think, why do they treat me so well? I'm a piece of crap. I don't deserve that. And they then push those people away that are good people, and they surround themselves with people that put them down, treat them like crap, kind of like what they were used to growing up, maybe in their family or friends or girlfriends or boyfriends, because this goes both ways, men and women. So naturally, the typical bad boy that could really, care less a lot of the times, that could take or leave a gal, girls that have issues thinking they're not worth much are drawn to those types. But also you can have girls that have completely grew up in a positive environment are still attracted to the bad boy for other qualities. Anyway, she says, our true feelings for ourselves and our self-worth determine how we feel about other people and how we let them feel about us. I can see why this idea is so appealing for many people as an explanation of why they've been in toxic relationships or why women choose men that are not worthy of them. Worthy of them? Let's not get carried away here. Now, real soon we're going to see how she justifies her attraction for bad boys, because she obviously is. But what if there was a different explanation for it? What if it's not about our worth and attracting the love we deserve? In the show, Ginley finally meets Hunter's family. They all have dinner with his parents and sister, and they're absolutely lovely. They're the perfect modern parents who are funny, loving, care about their children. This is a show, mind you. A very different situation from what Ginny had grown up with. At one point, Hunter's mom starts talking about college, and when the conversation turns to Ginny, she is thrown off guard, and she's preparing for college. Or she is not preparing for college. She starts babbling, and the whole conversation is awkward and weird now. Ginny doesn't belong in this world. She doesn't belong in this picture-perfect family. So the nice guy's family is all perfect, and we're gonna go to college, and blah blah blah. She doesn't fit in. Well, guess who she's gonna connect with and fit in with? Later, her family gets her life turned upside down, and she is introduced to new family members that she didn't know existed. She's fuming. Her boyfriend tells her that maybe it's not a bad thing. He would love to have more cousins and family members, that she should maybe give it a try. Marcus simply says, "Shit, that sucks. How are you feeling?" Marcus is the bad boy. There are a few more pivotal points to this story. We will see the struggles Ginny goes through, blah, 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 with the two boys. Whenever something happens, Ginny goes to talk to Marcus, the bad boy, because he gets it. He's just as effed up as Ginny is. He's not trying to find a silver lining. He just asks about how she's feeling. And then it hit me. Ginny is drawn to Marcus not because he's a bad boy or because she has daddy issues or thinks that she doesn't deserve to be loved. No, she's into Marcus because she can relate to him more than she can relate to Hunter. And the ability to relate to someone that way Ginny relates to Marcus is a stronger force than anything else. It's also a reason why we fall for people. So there's some truth to that. You connect with people that you have similarities to and you can relate to. I get that. Romantic things, friendships, whatever. But at the end of the day, let's be honest here. She's just attracted to this dude, attracted to the type, and now she's like, oh, this is why I like him more. This is why I'm attracted, because it's the connection we have. Never mind the fact that he's unpredictable. Never mind the fact that he's mysterious. You can't have your way with him. He's a challenge. And the nice guys are boring. So this is her way of, oh, okay, now I know why. So that I'm no longer weird. I'm no longer one of those idiots that go for the bad boys. This is the explanation why. She says, I had crushes on nice guys before, but those crushes never led to anywhere because I never felt that true deep connection you had when you truly relate to someone. No, you were bored. The nice guys are not mysterious. The nice guys aren't challenging. The nice guys don't tell you no. That's the problem. You see, I'm not a nice girl. I have a loud and opinionated personality. Really? I never would have thought that. Mental health issues. Again, really? And a baggage of complicated family relationships and past trauma. Nice guys from beautiful families with respectable university degrees and 9-to-5 jobs could be into me, but they could rarely relate. I couldn't relate to them either. Oh, so now I get a pass to go for the bad boys, even though I'm a self-proclaimed effeminist. And again, remember, the effeminists generally hate bad boys. And when that connection is not there, what else is there? What else do I do? Throughout the years, I found that it's easier to relate to a person whose past experiences and view of the world is similar to mine. Do you think your typical bad boy is going to have anything close to a view of the world that a typical self-proclaimed effeminist is going to have? Come on here. It's easier to relate to the person who's effed up in the same way I am, who shares my doubts and emotional struggle. A person who doesn't fully have their shit together, who's just trying to navigate the world and accumulate failures along the way. Now, I'm not saying that the nice guys don't have troubles or don't have the emotional depth and character that I can relate to, but from experience, I found that it's easier to spill my guts and be honest about my true, unfiltered self with guys who are not proper and perfect in the eyes of society. Again, while there is definitely some truth about the whole connecting thing with someone that's like you, at the end of the day, I just don't buy this. This is just an excuse for her to be attracted to bad boys. It's always about the connection. It's not about that I'm just like every other gal out there, even though I resent it and I hate the fact that I'm attracted to them. And it's not because the nice guys judge me. No, they never do. That's why they're nice guys. Newsflash, nice guys judge. They just don't say it. Because nice guys don't have the balls to say what they really think. Bad boys, they don't care. Because if you don't like it, tough shit. Like me, hey, plenty of other options out there. But there's a certain level of trust and calmness by opening up to a person who's been in your shoes, who sees the world through the same glasses as you, a person who doesn't have that perfect upbringing of a quote-unquote normal brain. At the end of the day, when I'm choosing someone to love, the one thing I want the most is someone I can be 100% honest with, who I can relate to, and never feel like I'm less of that because of who I am. For some girls, that person might be a nice guy. For me, it's the a-hole, just like Ginny. So she's openly admitting, this is her justification for it. And I mean, this is a funny one because unfortunately I've known some feminists in my life. And believe me, it wasn't by choice. It was being in certain environments that they were in. When I was in martial arts for years, there was a couple of them. Holy Jesus, were they obnoxious. And believe me, they couldn't stand the bad boy test because you get acquainted, you talk to people and all that. But at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, human nature is human nature. What drives us, what motivates us, what we're attracted to. And again, doesn't make a difference who you are, what your culture is, what your religion is, where you live in the world, all that. You're attracted to what you're attracted to. You respond to what you respond to. And also, if you're an feminist and you've had all this information poured into you and had you essentially brainwashed to the movement's ideals, still you're attracted to what you're attracted to. Except here, she doesn't want to admit that she's attracted to those types. She'll admit it, but she doesn't want to admit it. So therefore, there's a reason. Oh, it's because of a deep connection. And sure, we're all a little screwed up in our own way. Believe me, I got my issues too. But it doesn't mean I'm attracted to gals that are what you can call quote-unquote bad girls. Because, no thanks. And believe me, I got my own issues just like anybody else. So, but anyhow, guys, that'd be a good one to go over there. I always like covering these things about they're either hypocritical or you can see through the BS and just point these things out. Something I definitely take pleasure in doing. But all right, guys, that is it for today. It was a quick one. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And also, guys, as I've said before, if you ever come across a really good article you'd like me to cover in the future, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And this also goes for any really good personal stories that you have. I get a lot of these all the time, and I do as much as I can do, but I can only get so many done in a day. I typically do 2 videos for SSM, and usually every other day on the other channel. But email me your stories. Make sure it's well written, good paragraphs, good punctuation. Make it easy for me to read, and if it's definitely good, I will cover it in the future. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.